Well, good morning. Trucker Todd here, and time for another video. I read an interesting article over the weekend, and I wanted to share it with you. It comes from CDL Life, and the author of the article was Summer Smith. Now, this article came out back in July, and I just saw it over the weekend, and so that's why I'm sharing with it to you now. The title of the article is, "If Truckers Are the Backbone of America, Why Do We Treat Them So Badly?" Now, I'm sure some of you already know where this article's going, and I'm not going to do a video about how truck drivers are victims and poor truck drivers and feel sorry for them and blah blah blah. But the reason I am doing this article is she points out a lot of things that truck drivers go through on a daily basis that maybe the general public doesn't think about. And it's been made aware to me lately that there's a lot of new guys watching my videos that are interested in joining the trucking profession, and they're wanting insight into what it's like, what to expect, things like that. And this article provides that information. Now, I'm going to read you most of the article. I will include a link in the description below, but I'm also going to give you my take on some of these hardships that she refers to. So this should be a good one. I also want to tell you guys about what's coming up on Wednesday and Friday. On Wednesday, we're going to talk about some things going on in trucking where they're trying to replace truck drivers. And of course, I'll be talking about automated trucks. I'm going to be talking about a new program the government is going to try out where they let 18 to 21 year olds get their CDL. And well, they're going to allow 3,000 of them in the beginning. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about them bringing in drivers from foreign countries. All of that on Wednesday's video. And then on Friday, I've been at DART a year now, so it's time to do a 1-year review of DART, and so we're going to do that as well on Friday. So you guys make sure and join me for those videos. All right, let's jump right into today's topic. Here we go. Hey, Trucker Todd here, and today's video is sponsored by the fine folks at Mudflap. If you're not familiar with the Mudflap app, they offer you ways to save money on fuel. And if you click the link in my description below, you'll receive $10 off the first time you use their app to fill up if you do it within the first 5 days. So why not give them a shot? You could save 20, 30, even 50 cents or more per gallon on diesel. And you don't have to be a truck driver to use it. If you use diesel, you can use this app. So look down in the description below for the link to receive that savings for being a viewer of this channel. All right, let's jump right into the regularly scheduled video.
And this is why I do this, why I'm out here, why I keep that hammer down. Flying by these road signs with home on my mind, with these wheels turning round. For my family and for my kids, for this life I wanna live. This is why I do this.
Alrighty, we're back, and if you're curious about those topics that I mentioned that are coming up later in the week, make sure that you're subscribed. Give this video a thumbs up and share this video on your social media platforms. That, above all else, helps this channel out. Also, speaking of social media platforms, I mentioned that the article I'm going to be talking about, the link will be in the description below. Guess what else is down there? My email, my Instagram, my Facebook, it's all down there. If you're not comfortable leaving a comment below, shoot me an email or join me on Instagram and Facebook. And that way it's free to do, and you'll receive notifications when future videos comes out. Also, you guys know I love it at DART. We're doing a 1-year review on Friday. If you'd like more information, about coming to work at dark. My recruiter's information's down there. I recommend contacting her specifically. When you call in, give her my driver number, 58180, 58180. If by some chance she's out of the office, gone to lunch, and you just have to talk to somebody right now, make sure you give them my driver number of 58180. That also helps me out a lot, and it gives me the ability to help you if there's some issues or concerns that pop up. Sometimes I'm able to help. So, with all that being said, let's talk about this. If truck drivers are the backbone of America, why do we treat them so badly? Now it says, during the early days of the coronavirus crisis in 2020, all of America seemed to realize how vital truck drivers are to our daily lives. Truck drivers were finally getting the recognition they deserve. Oh, that's definitely true. I've shared in other videos before, when I started driving, truck drivers were referred to as knights of the highway, and then somehow they morphed into an image of a dirty guy that doesn't take a shower but maybe once a week, that leaves his pee bottles and poop bags everywhere, throws trash in parking lots, is not courteous on the highway. And then when Corona hit and everybody needed hand sanitizer, rubber gloves, things like that, truck drivers were well thought of again. And I remember saying at the time, this is only, enjoy it while it lasts, this ain't gonna last forever. And of course I think it's already going back down again to where truck drivers have varying opinions. People have varying opinions about truck drivers. And Wednesday's video is going to cover that a little more, why that is and why companies and even the government's trying to get around the experienced professional truck driver. I remember when they started calling us professionals, it was so they could implement all this other stuff. It was mainly for legal reasons. You're a professional, so now we can hold you to a higher standard than we hold everybody else to if there's an accident or something like that. But anyway, that's another topic for another day. It says, sadly, despite the recognition, truck drivers are still being treated badly in many ways that the general public likely does not realize. I think that's probably true too. They may not realize the crap we go through on a daily basis, and we must love it. We must love it because we hang around for more of it. So CDL Life asked their app community what they wish the general public knew about truck driving. The first thing that they found was truck stops. Truck stop showers are expensive. They range anywhere from $12 to $16 a shower. Some truck drivers are forced to pay for parking. Parking is approximately $25. Truck stop food is expensive. Many truck stops don't have enough showers. For example, some have 100 parking spots and 4 showers. They've got a quote here. We get charged for parking at truck stops, and showers are at least $12, and it's another $12 to wait. That's $50 a day to stay clean and legal. Overpriced food items, canned food is $5 a day. All right, let's talk about this for a second. Showers. I rarely ever pay for a shower. Maybe 3 times a year. If I'm stuck somewhere on a 34 and it's at a truck stop, I don't have a shower, yeah, I might buy one. Definitely less than a half dozen times a year. When you fuel, you get free showers. And so typically what you do is you fuel wherever, or you shower wherever you get fuel. Now, parking is approximately $25. Yes, that's true. However, if you've spent money in the truck stops, a lot of times there's options for free parking. Obviously, occasionally 2 or 3 times a year you might have to pay for parking. But if you're doing this all the time, you're not planning well. And I know some of the TAs and Petros, actually most of them, have paid parking where you get better parking spots and they reserve parking for you. I try to avoid those like the plague. But I know some guys like them, some guys, their companies pay for it for them. And so I personally, like I said, it's 2 or 3 times a year. I don't do a lot of the paid parking if I can avoid it. Let's see what else is in here that we want to dissect. Let's talk about food. Yeah, I don't think it's a big secret that your average truck stop is not Walmart and more things are more expensive there. So what I recommend doing, what I think most wise truck drivers do, is I find a Walmart or a large grocery store chain out here on the road that I can park either nearby or in their parking lot, and I run in and get groceries real quick. As you guys know, I've got a refrigerator in my truck, I've got a microwave, and so do I ever buy truck stop food? Yeah, sometimes. I try to use my rewards points as much as I can, and that reduces costs as well. When it's just me on the truck, I can nearly live off just rewards points. So, but when my wife's with me, obviously, we'll go to Walmart and get some groceries and things like that to try to save money. $12 weigh tickets. My truck has a gauge, and 99% of the time with that gauge, I can get my weights accurate and it's not a problem. If I've ever got one in question, I go to the truck stops and weigh it. I use the CAT scale app, and it's not often, it's a few times a year. And so while I could see in the worst case scenario, if you don't plan, that it could cost $50 to stay clean and legal each day, I don't think that's likely. Plus, there's more to that. You're not weighing your load every day, and you're probably not showering every day. Most guys I know shower every other day out here, and so if you can get one every day, great. If it rolls into every other day, it's okay. Once you get past every other day, though, I think you probably need to evaluate your hygiene a little more. All right, let's talk about the next thing that people spoke about: shippers and receivers. The general public probably doesn't know how shippers and receivers treat truck drivers. It can take 4 hours to unload a truck. Add to that another hour or 2 of waiting for your turn to be loaded or unloaded. That's 6 hours at a shipper or receiver. Now imagine not being allowed to wait in your truck and having to wait outside in inclement weather. Many shippers and receivers won't allow truck drivers to use bathrooms. This is a whole other issue. 4 hours to unload a truck, I would say at some of these grocery warehouses, that's if you're lucky. I've had guys call me that are waiting 8 and 12 hours. And and then another hour or 2 waiting in line. Yeah, that can happen at some places. I recommend getting with a company where you can get detention pay. It's not as good as driving pay, but at least you're getting paid something for your time. As for sitting outside in inclement weather, I have not been at any places that do that. Usually if it's that cold, they'll ask you to unhook your truck from your trailer and they'll allow you to stay in your truck. Or they'll usually have a extremely cold or extremely hot waiting area that you can sit in if they don't allow you in your truck. So, also some of them want your keys. My truck has auto start stop, so I can give them my keys and my truck will still idle and the heater will still work and things like that. So, if you have the ability to turn down loads and you know of a shipper or receiver with these kind of wait times, you may want to turn down those loads in the future if you're not receiving detention pay or something like that. Lumpers. Some shippers and receivers charge drivers outrageous fees to load or unload the shipment. Lumper fees range from $300 to $600. Why does a driver have to pay for a company to unload products the company ordered? That is a great question. I will say that every company I'm aware of reimburses for lumper fees. Every broker I've dealt with reimburses for lumper fees. But it does make you wonder why they charge. When you go to the post office to pick up your mail, you don't charge the post office to take your mail. But yet these places that have ordered these products charge you to receive what they ordered. And the only reason I can think of they might do this is for insurance purposes. What I mean by that is workers' comp and things like that. If a guy gets hurt unloading a trailer, it takes it off the responsibility of Walmart or whoever and puts it on Capstone or whoever the lumper service is. So that may be the reason. I don't know. It's pure speculation on my part. But again, don't work for a company that doesn't reimburse for lumper fees. Next one is previous employment reporting. In the general job pool, an employer would never give a previous employee a negative employment review, as it can lead to a lawsuit in most states. The only thing an employer can do is verify the dates of employment and starting and ending pay. Not so with trucking. There's nothing that keeps a previous employer from reporting negative things about the driver, even if they're not true. Adding insult to injury, the driver is often unaware of the negative reviews on his or her record. In fact, most don't find out about the negative review until they're rejected from getting a new job. The only way the driver has to dispute something on his or her report is to submit a report to hire right. This process can be lengthy and prevent a driver from getting a job, or until the negative report is removed from the driver's record. Yes, this happens a lot. You get mad at a company, you quit. It happens more with some of the mega carriers, but I have heard of some of the smaller carriers doing it too. They'll put something on your DAC report that you abandoned the truck or something, even if you took it to the terminal. When you quit, it's a good idea to take pictures of the truck clean and in good condition, and maybe a picture of it in front of the terminal as you're returning it. Try to get a receipt from the company if you can get it, saying that you returned the truck, and permit book and fuel card and all those things. It can save you from a lot of headaches down the road. Also, quitting a company during orientation is a bad idea. That shows up on there, and companies will view that negatively. So make sure that you really want to work at that company before you attend their orientation. Ask all the questions, get all the answers you want. I'm trying to hurry. This video is running longer than I wanted. The next is dangers, and they list some things. Obviously there's the traffic dangers, but they talk about robbery, people throwing stuff off overpasses at trucks. I remember I went a few years ago and met with a driver that he was pretty shaken up. A spring or something had come off a truck in front of him, come through the windshield on the passenger side and hit the passenger seat. And normally his wife sat there, but she wasn't on the truck at the time, or it would have killed her. And he was shell-shocked bad. I sat there and talked with him for a little while, but even when I left him, I took his load and continued on with it. Even when I left him, I was real concerned about his mental state and how well he was doing. And the next one, I'm not even going to read it. I'm just going to tell you about it in an effort to speed this up. Parking. I think we all know parking is terrible out here. I start looking about an hour before I'm ready to park. Planning can help a lot. Knowing where you'll be able to find parking, where you won't, helps a lot. Staying away from the big chain truck stops can also be beneficial. The mom and pop truck stops, though they're getting harder to find, often have a lot more parking. And so those are the things that this article covered. As I said, there's going to be a link in the description below. We'll see you on Wednesday when we talk about truck driving as far as replacing drivers and things like that. So you guys See you then. Have a great Monday. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.